Hello everyone, I am Tacet, and today is week 4, day 2, blue day of the Guild Wars. I'm going to be switching it up a little bit this time and probably go more of a different kind of drain-oriented team. Of course, we're going to be having a lot of those Cabarruses out there, so I figured we go with something like a Psion, since a Psion can drain all of them. Saw someone in my guild mention a team, and they got perfect score with it, and it seemed like it would be pretty decent. It's also a mix between using the all 4 Christinex team as well as a drain team, so it's a little bit half and half, so it should work out pretty good. Amnesia normally in this team I found is there's moments where it can't really do anything, and all it's really doing is feeding the famine. So let's go try doing this. We only need 1 Corvash. We can put a Psion up in first slot, which is going to be the main component of our team. If you happen to not have a Psion, you can actually still use Morthani's Will, though you do not have the drain on Skull capability. And then just throw in double Christinex to be the base of our damage, as well as tankiness, as well as summons. And brown blue is actually correct banner, so we'll just go and roll with this. That'll be a +1 for all of them. +1 on blue, purple, and brown, since we have the +1 off of the magic link. It also is immune to silence, so that's basically not going to be coming into play really at all. The main thing is steal all the enemy all the enemy mana when it takes a skull, or at least from the one that it hits. So we'll be able to make sure that Cabarrus up in front will not be able to get all of its mana, as long as we make sure we keep taking skulls. So we won't really be doing too many skull distracts. That will be one big downside of this team, but other than that, should be good to go. So let's get into battle number 1, and let me just double check. It is indeed blue day. Yes, it is, and pretty close battle too against Anonymous today. Both of us haven't really done all of our battles. We still have quite a few from yesterday as well, but let's get into it, see what happens, and hopefully we won't get trolled by this team. Of course, a lot of people are using this team this week because it is giving a 25% bonus to all beasts, which is pretty annoying to have to deal with, but hopefully this will be able to do so. A drain from Psion is enough to almost bring them all down to 0 mana, which is pretty cool. Also, we can take a skull from the very first turn if we ever have one available, and that will give us 8 mana just for taking a skull, which is pretty nice. So there we go on the Crystallize. Of course, we'll want to take purple first if we are able to on any of the matches, as that will give us the mana to start on our Christinexes. And even if we get drained on them from maybe like a famine or something, we still will keep the stats effect on them of them constantly gaining mana. So I'm leaning towards taking a purple here. Actually, I'd prefer taking a blue, because at least the blue would leak into it. So we'll go blue. I do have to give it some red. Oh no, but we end up getting a extra turn off the top right there. Very nice. We'll take the purple right there, get some red, even though we don't use it, but we do get the stun. Stun is pretty important, of course, as well, since that will help us whenever we are up against something like a Death Knight class, to make sure that it doesn't just completely spam us with its ability. Ideally, I'd want to take Corvash mana here. I think I'll just throw the drain though, and there goes pretty much the full effect of the Nature Guardian. First time I've ever bothered really using Psion against it. It is definitely a really good option, since you can even see right there we end up siphoning a little bit of mana he still had left from the drain. And again, even though it's gaining mana right now, all we really have to wait for is another skull opportunity, and we'll be able to drag it all the way back down to 0. And what's pretty nice about having double Christinex, other than the fact that they'll constantly be generating mana even if we don't take their mana, is we can remove gems that we don't need, or gems that they do need. Though I will hold on that, because I will take the brown first to get the Corvash, just in case something bad happens right here. Want to be able to make sure we have at least one option that will be able to drain him. So much so, I think I might just throw it right now and just get that off. So we will go do that, get the double drain, and see if we can get Christinex. Let's see if we can get Psion back up. Ooh, figures we'd get a skull right now when we don't actually need it. I think I will just bait him to take a skull. The first skull we're even giving them as well. Normally I bait out a lot more than that, but we'll let a single one go right there. And 46 damage. Do want to be careful and not give too many of those out, especially since it's actually beneficial with this kind of team if it takes mana on whatever is first slot. So it would be cool if we could give it more brown and purple, though of course it seems to be avoiding those like the plague. Where do we go? We'll have Christinex next turn. I might just take some standard brown, see if we can get some purple. Then again, we already have full mana on this, so we might as well just throw that real quick. Make sure they all stay at a relatively low mana amount. It will chip them down slowly, but it'll still get them down, and that's the main thing that we need to do. I can kill it with Christinex at any time. I'm kind of just waiting till it gets slightly more mana, either so we could drain it or just so we can kill it. And right here, we will do it on the red. We'll get the extra turn off the purple. Could have taken the yellow away right there too. I was a little bit afraid I would have taken the brown though, which wouldn't have been good. And yeah, now we can just take the skull into the brown, start getting Corvash up a little bit more. Corvash now, of course, since he only has 2 troops left, will end up hitting both of them. So we'll just get that. We do have Psion, though I'm going to hold it, I think. Actually, I'll throw it. Never mind. Because we'll have Christinex for next turn. If we didn't have Christinex next turn, I probably would have held it. But we'll do that. Oh, actually, that's good if we give it yellow, because we can take those manas. Though dying right there is not good. Luckily, we have Christinex, so we can just repair that as soon... Actually, we can win right now. Never mind. We already won. So there we go. And, of course, that repairs our troop that just died. And, yeah, pretty nice double summon team. I've been saying I've been wanting to get away from summon some. But you can just go double Christinex, triple Christinex, quad Christinex on green and blue days. And you'll have all the summoning you'll ever need. Though it would be highly advised to have it fully traded if you're going to run that way. Okay, now here's the team I really wanted to see if it would work against. So a little bit weird that it's using Corvash first slot. But the Death Knight class Famine Death combo, I really want to see what this can do against it. And if it can win against this, it'll probably win against everything. Because we just won against the 25%, what's it called? The 25% Forest Guardian with the Cabarrus team. So if you can win against this, those are the 2 main threats that everyone appears to be using right now. So should be good to go as long as this goes through. So let's hope it does. Of course, we'll want to make sure we keep draining the Corvash. If he does get a stun off on us from extra turn or from his ability, we will no longer be able to drain all of his mana whenever we take a skull. So we will want to avoid that. Oh wait, that's weird. The Death Knight class isn't... Oh, it's not even using Death Knight class. Oh, no! I think this person accidentally left their a hero-oriented team when they're trying to farm to 250 wins on the... oh, what's this called? Oracle class. On the Oracle class. Because right now, of the 3 new classes that came in, like, consoles just got it, like, last week. PC Mobile got it, like, a month ago. Of those 3 new classes, the only one that's really worth using is Death Knight class. Oracle will occasionally be useful, probably only on whenever a Divining Field Centaur week is active. That's about the only time, because it does gain a lot of magic when fully traded, but everyone pretty much just goes Death Knight class because of how powerful 4 times Death Mark is at the moment. And, well, we have, like, no move to do whatsoever. I'm not even going to go do the Psion, because I feel like this is a waste to do right here. Okay, now I guess we will. Well, we'll take a brown and then we'll do it. I need to make sure we stay ahead of the Corvash, and doing that will definitely make sure we stay ahead. Unfortunately, he did just go for some famine mana right there, but we'll take a skull, and we would have drained all the mana. Even if we have full mana and he has some, we still drain it, even though we don't gain any more mana, of course. Well, I guess we'll... Speaking of drain, actually, let me go take a brown first. I do want to make sure we have Corvash nearly up or all the way up before we really throw down that drain. Oh, do have to be careful of that, taking too many skulls. But we'll just probably go for this blue. The extra will go into our Christinex, and then sorry about that. And then we'll just throw the drain right here. So a little bit of mana from everything except the Corvash, which is pretty much going to constantly keep his mana to nothing, because we'll be able to disable it anytime he tries doing just about anything to us. So we'll just go for blue-purple right there. We can always take a skull to take the rest of our mana if we really need to, though no skulls appear to be available. We do have a Corvash as backup, which we may be needing here. I'll just throw this down at reds just to get a nice amount of damage on everything. And there we go. There's the last little bit of Psion, and we get the skull right there. We can drain him off the skull. Is that enough damage to kill? 25% reduction of that. I think that is still enough damage. Should be. Yeah, even if it was 1/3 reduction, it would still be enough. So we'll do that. And no need for the Corvash yet. Wow, this team is actually going through a lot smoother than I thought it would. Gosh. I don't know why this is the first time I ever bothered using Psion in Guild Wars. It is excessively good at draining mana. And there we go. Even if it did have the Death Knight class, it was stunned right now, so that basically makes no difference that it's using the Oracle class, since regardless, it would be doing nothing, since we have it stunned. I guess we'll just throw a Psion into a Corvash, and that is match right there. Unless it gets the weirdest cascade ever, and it does not. And there we go. So yep, there we go. Let's see what we can do for the other three. 420. What do we have? What do we have? We have... I don't know. Probably one of those two builds. It's like 90% of the battles that we do out there. Yep. Well, let's try this again. We already did this on our first battle. I believe it was the exact same thing. No, he had a Wolf Garrick the other time on the first battle. But of course, this is the one that a lot of people are using. Even I'm using it right now, to be honest. I'm using it for every single one. Frozen Banner, Cabarrus, Giant Spider, Forest Guardian, Cabarrus. I might end up changing it again. I was using the Famine Death combo thing earlier. That was the original one I was using. Then I kind of just went with this because it has 25% bonus this week. But we're taking it out pretty easily, so that's nice. We'll go and into the battle here. Let me just double check. Yeah, everything should be fine. So we'll go into the battle here, see what we can do. Mostly just want to keep getting the drains down on the Cabarrus, and hopefully we'll be able to. Oh, nice. Very good starting board. 5 times blue right off the bat. And an extra turn. Full mana Psion, turn 1. Nice. And of course we got the crystal. Wow, we're getting a lot of stuff. I have half his team stunned. More than half, 3 of them. 3 of the 4. So we'll just go for... I think I'll take the blue. No. Yeah, I'll take a brown. There's 2 brown spots, so we'll take one of the browns. He'll probably go for the other brown. Oh, we get some green out of it too, though we do give it some blue. So we definitely... Oh, no, 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 no. Don't do this again. The double devour on turn 1. Okay, good, it missed. If that would have hit. Oh gosh, if that would have hit. That would have been very bad. We both got a really good turn 1. But we'll go and drain all those manas now. And that has repaired all the damage that has been done. We have a Christinex backup. I do have to worry a little bit. Need to try seeing if we can get some skull alignment. Would be really good. I think I'm going to do this on red. I think we give him a skull. Yeah, we could definitely give him a skull here. Not really too worried about that. You need a skull distract some. As long as we don't do... I think we can survive 3 of them normally. 3 to 4, depending on what their attack is. So that's plenty enough time. So we can easily do it twice without really having any consequence. So right here, I will go for the purple, not only to get the Psion, but to recrystallize the other one. And we just get a random green from it too, from the side swipe there. Staircasing. And here we can finally get a skull drain. Is this really our first one? I think we did it already, partially. But as you can see, we have 4 mana. He has 7. We'll then have 11. He'll have 0. And yeah, there we go. 11 mana. All we have to do now is take a blue or purple. Probably a blue, so the mana leaks into our other troops. We already have both of them crystallized, so there isn't much a need to take a purple. Oh, never mind. He has Giant Spider up. There is a slight need to take purple, though we just got it off a 5 times. Very nice. I was actually a little lucky right there. But we'll make sure we take everything, and then we'll throw... the Psion for some drain. I really need to get the Corvash up to make sure this Giant Spider doesn't do that again. It already did it once, nearly did it twice, and got to be a little bit more careful there. There we go, we got the Corvash, so we should be safe now. So we'll throw down... I almost just want to remove brown so we can't use them. I don't know. I guess we'll do it on yellow just to make sure Nature Guard or Forest Guardian doesn't end up getting the barriers and the board control thing that he does. So we'll do that. We get the Cabarrus kill. Now we have to worry about the other one, and I do not have any access to drain him easily other than using a Psion, so I do have to watch out for that and make sure he doesn't get full mana. So we'll just take that down. I might just throw the Corvash now, even though neither of them... Oh, actually, I guess the Giant Spider has a decent amount of mana. So we'll go for that now. We'll go for the Psion on the next turn, get that drain going. And we do have a Christinex. I might actually want to use that instead. I'm so tempted just to use this on blue or something. Just to make sure he doesn't get it. If I have to be careful too. If I use this on a lot of colors, he'll end up getting a skull. So I think I'm going to do this on brown, even though it is one of the colors that we need. It's also one of the main colors he needs. So we'll do that. And now we just have to use the Psion. And unless it somehow gets full mana right here. Nope. And there we go. Psion it down. And that is the match. Pretty smooth. And of course, if we ever lose any, like we did on the very first battle, I believe, we could just replace that with Christinexes. And it's very unlikely that both the Christinexes will die. Of course, it could happen, though, as long as we can still win off the Corvash or something, it will be fine. So, battle number 4, and a little bit of an odd team. Was this left over from the Miststalker week? Slightly confused. Like, he is using the Death Knight class. He's using the Spirit Fox, which of course is 25% bonus this week. Quite a few people are using that for invading and stuff. I'm not quite sure what the Miststalker Raven is for, but we'll go and might as well throw this team down for all 5. go for the drain spam, see how that really goes. We have the stun for the Death Knight class. That's really the only threat he has. He's going to be removing yellow for us, so we don't even need to worry about that. Since we don't use yellow, he's just going to be helping us. So yeah, let's get into it, see what happens. Raven is... I really wish Raven would gain all of his mana back whenever he does that. I think he gains 9. It used to be like 7 mana, but I'm pretty sure it's 9 now. On his ability, he does damage to an enemy, gains mostly mana back, and then gains an extra turn if the enemy dies. I don't think it would be too overpowered if it got all the mana back. There's even some troops from that kingdom that do that, like Lamia and stuff. She got a buff at one point where she now gains all of her mana back whenever she gets a kill. I don't think it would be too overpowered if they did that to Raven. It's a pretty underused troop. And I looked at it yesterday when I was trying to figure out blue teams for today, and it's one of the only good blue stealthies as well, which is kind of interesting. So, yeah, it would be nice if they could make it slightly better. Most of the epics do need love, though. They're almost all of their abilities are still from, like, at least 80% of them still have the very first ability they had when it was first launched. So a lot of them are kind of behind the curve of balance these days. Skull, he has no mana. Come on, why don't you have any mana? We need it. I don't want to take a skull. That's basically wasting our turn. I guess we'll let him poke us. So yeah, we'll go let that happen. We'll take a purple, I guess. So we get our Psion up. That'll be enough to do a pretty wide drain on him. We'll go and try getting some blues, browns, and everything else right now. We do get a little random red, though that doesn't actually cascade us into anything, and of course we don't actually use the mana. It has a drain right there. Can we get a blue? No blue. But we'll throw this down just to make sure the Spirit Fox doesn't do anything. It'll also bring Raven back down to 0 mana. Brings pretty much all of their team down to 0 other than the Spirit Fox there. So Corvash, I do want to try focusing on. I also want to try baiting him into taking purple so we can actually get mana. It's a little bit annoying with the Psion if their first slot only uses one color, because if they don't take that one color, you're never going to be able to get any good drains off. But we'll take some blues here. Really curious what we'll aim here. Maybe the Corvash since it has higher mana, or nothing, because nothing. Okay, that works too. I can bait out a skull, though I'd prefer to be the one that takes the skull at this point. So oh gosh, this... Okay, we'll take the brown that way to make sure we don't bait a skull. Let him do a Spirit Fox, and then I think we may be able to take a skull from that. Yes, we can. Perfect. No way to drop it. Come on, Peasant. If we had a Peasant right here, we could use it anywheres here and get an extra turn. And blue. Too bad. But there we go. We get the Siphon, bring his mana back down, and we'll throw the Psion down. We'll have both the Christine X's to throw as well. Actually, I might as well throw them now. Or at least one of them, not both of them. But we'll do this one on red. Oh, it should take in the yellow right there. Oh, well. There's only 4 of them. We can use that for Christine X next turn. Oh, whoa. Well, never mind. Wow. Nice cascade. Maybe I shouldn't have taken the yellow. Might have messed that up. But there we go. Throw another Christine X. Oh! Oh, no, 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 no. I wasn't paying attention, and now we got Death Mark on us. I was so used to the previous one. But luckily, there is... we can repair that slightly by just using another Christine X, and we have enough damage to kill. So a little bit of mistake there, but we can easily replace it with a Christine X, and there. It's like we didn't make any mistake at all. So, there we go. So that worked out nicely. A little bit, I definitely should have stunned that with the Corvash before killing it, of course, so it wouldn't have done the death mark. I kind of just assumed that it would kind of get stunned from just the just his ability randomly, but of course that doesn't happen. And here, oh, Psion versus Psion. Interesting way to end it. Which Psion shall win? He's using the extremely big drain team with the Psion Double Famine Death. One of the stronger combos right now. But let's see if a Psion can actually beat this. Our ability is going to do almost 0 damage. And we have to be really careful about giving him skulls, because he will be able to kill this out in probably 2 shots. How much extra bonus? 48 damage? Yeah, 3 shots, because even if that isn't enough with 3, the fact that he has Double Famine and Death will slowly be chipping it down. So yeah, 1 skull distract maximum is what we can do this battle. So for the most part, I'd want to be taking them anyways, because he's using Psion, so any skull he takes will be draining all of our mana. So let's see what happens here. Will be kind of interesting. Psion versus Psion. First time I've seen it in Guild Wars. Okay. Actually, it might be the first time I see it ever. Psion isn't really used that often, though. It kind of gotten used a lot more now that Guild Wars has started up. Okay, so we got our blues. I do have to be really careful, as I mentioned, about any skulls. Because any skull, he'll just be able to take all of our mana. Though, No. I would have to bank on him taking the top skull if I was to skull distract him right here. So I'm just going to go for the skull and hope he doesn't get one out of it. Good. That was a little bit waste of a turn. I didn't have too many options there, though. We'll probably take this brown into a purple. Almost getting all of our mana, but got to be careful at any time. You could just steal all of our mana. And whoever really gets that first skull and drains the other Psion of the enemy team is going to have a huge, huge advantage. Preferably, I'd want to take the blue right here. I think I'm going to settle for the purple just to make sure I don't accidentally give it a skull, as there's no chance, or a very slim chance, that we could have gave him a skull right there. Oh, I end up giving it some free blue, but we can easily just drain that right here. So we'll go and drain it. There we go. There goes a good majority of the mana. Maybe we can get a skull distract or a skull poke on him. Doesn't look like it. We'll take this useless yellow and probably try for a purple off the top. Oh, I can also just take brown, but he will get a skull. Though, that skull will not do too much because we have no mana on it right now. So if we're going to skull distract, now is probably the time to do so. So let's start getting Corvash up. One more brown will be enough mana, and we'll be able to use that on the Famine. Oh, perfect, and we got the mana that we need. So we'll go use this on the Famine. I'm going to take it this way to hope that we can get an extra turn off the yellow. Very slim chance, but at least we have a chance. And nope, none of those are yellow. Oh, we gave him an extra turn on yellow. Oh, don't you dare get all the way on a Famine extra turn. Well, good thing we end up going for the Corvash right there. That will be enough to, of course, drain him and stun him to make sure they don't do as much reductions on our Psion there. So we'll throw that down. Really want to get that first thing killed, preferably right before he gets full mana, just so we can get the most amount of mana blocking from him. Because the longer we can keep this alive, the longer that his second Famine will not be gaining anything. Our double Christinex is almost up as well. 2 more turns until we can fire out those double Christinex. I really like this crystallized concept because it doesn't matter if you block, and it kind of sets like a timer as far as when you'll get your ability instead of the normal swipe to get them. So in 1 more turn, we will of course have full mana on both of them and be able to throw those 2 out. We'll just take a brown right here. Do need to start rebuilding on Corvash. Psion I'm a little bit concerned about because I feel like it's going to die really soon. So I'm just going to focus all of our browns and just keep poking on those, taking those wherever we can. And yeah, he's doing the exact same thing, which is a little bit annoying, trying to get his Famine up. But we just beat him to it. As long as we take this brown and he doesn't do something really weird next turn, we'll be able to get another Corvash off, and that will be enough to kill his Famine. Ooh, I gotta give him that skull. Well, we're not frozen on anything. Let's get the stun off. Take the red. Take the purple. That's not full mana. Oh, yes, it is full mana. Whoa, would that really help, though? Take the brown. Oh, what on earth do we do here? There's a lot of options. I think I'm throwing the Psion, because if I don't, he steals all the mana. So I think we go with Psion first. Psion, Corvash, Christinex. Wait, what if we throw Corvash first, though? What would happen? Well, we wouldn't have the drain to use, so we might as well just throw down the drain, because regardless of what happens here, we lose our Psion next turn. So let's throw down the Psion. It'll take a skull, obviously. One of the 2. It'll not drain any mana, luckily. And now I guess we can hold the Corvash for a turn, maybe. Or no, I mean Christinex. Okay, so we can take a skull here. Oh no, but it will take a skull as well. It's not stunned. Really? How are you not stunned? Okay, we'll have to throw a Corvash then. A little bit of a waste, but oh well. I was trying to kill it with a skull Christinex, but there's too many skulls there. Oh, I guess I could have taken that 1 skull, but he still would have gotten skull alignment from the Cascade like that. So would have still resulted in the same thing and give him 10 mana. So actually, good thing I didn't go for that. So we'll just throw down on brown right there, even though that's one of the manas we use. It's also what he needs for Famine, and if we can deny Famine, that's great. It gives us an extra turn as well, of course, which is one of the reasons I did it. Same reason why I'm removing blue, even though we need that extra turn. Just kind of keep this going. It gives us recrystallize as well. Take out those yellows, make sure he doesn't use them. And, oh, another extra turn. Getting a pretty nice extra turn going right here. I think that's like 4 or 5 in a row. And now we just need to rebuild on mana. Unfortunately, of course, I did... Oh, gosh, another extra turn. We do need to rebuild on mana. Of course, I did remove quite a bit of it off, but I did so much removal that it kind of got it back on the board. Like, I believe purple was one of them that we ended up removing, yet there is so much still on the board of it. But yeah, there's barely any brown, barely any blue. Do need to make sure he doesn't get much on his Famine. And yeah, let's try getting the alignments. He's very low on both the HPs. If we can just get a Corvash or something up. Do have to be really careful. He is starting to get up on Famine. I'm more concerned about denying death, though, than I am of denying out the Famine. We can get some blues on the board, though. Not quite sure how I feel about that, since that could end up giving him a death. I think I will throw it, though, because we do need blue pretty bad. And if nothing else, it's a little bit more damage on him. But yeah, I'm just going to go for the blue absolutely immediately. So maybe not the best of choices, but we'll take the skull. He'll take a skull. And one more skull will be enough to take that out. Don't know if we'll actually be able to get it. We get some free blue. Oh, there we go, right off the top. Getting some free blues to throw at. I'm just going to go for some green at this point. Not only does it deny him, it'll get our Christine X up a little bit quicker. 2 turns until we have that up. No point in even taking mana for it next turn, since it's going to get 2 mana regardless. So we'll just take some purple and get that up. And that is enough damage, or should be. Oh, right on time too. Wow. Let's see. How much of a boost ratio? 2 to 1. So we need to make sure whatever we aim at has 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Good thing I counted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's definitely above 12. But good thing I didn't use it on red there, because that would not have been enough damage. So we'll do it on blue, and that is match. And there we go. Okay, that was perfect score, wasn't it? 6,300. So yeah, that actually went a lot better than I was initially anticipating. Drain with the Christine X. Instead of going 4 Christine X, we can just go double Christine X in the back, put all the drains up front, and it works good against everything. Yep, there we go. Perfect score, 6,300. And we still have a third of the guild to go. Anyways, that will wrap it up for today. Yeah, drain spam, pretty nice. Scion fully traded. If you don't have Scion fully traded, Morthani's Will is another option, though I would prefer... I would think that Scion would be a lot stronger, though, but Morthani's Will has the full mana drain, plus it steals half their mana. Would be pretty good against the heavier troops that have like 16 plus mana, particularly the mythics that get used a lot in the famine death teams and stuff like that. But anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Best of luck in the Guild Wars. If you have any other questions, feel free to leave it in the comment section below, and I will see you all later. Goodbye.